Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Michael L. Johnson and I'm a board certified chiropractic neurologist. I'd like to talk to you today about hair loss in women. You see, I want you to have a pen and paper ready before we even begin because I've got a lot of great information to share with you. You're going to want to write things down. Again, I'm Dr. Michael Johnson. I've been in private practice in Appleton, Wisconsin since 1983. I'm the author of 7 books. If you go to askdrjohnson.com, that's askdrjohnson.com, you'll see my books there. Many of them are a free download as of yet until we get them printed. And I consult with over 2,500 doctors. If you go to lifechangingcare.com, you'll see some of the doctors. Well, hair loss in women is usually caused by an autoimmune disorder. I would say over 90% of the time. I won't say 100%, but I'll say 90. And an autoimmune disorder is when your immune system is attacking your body. Now, the most common autoimmune disorder that I see in my office that causes hair loss in women is something called Hashimoto's thyroiditis. It means your immune system is attacking your thyroid. Usually, if you have an autoimmune disorder, I have Hashimoto's thyroiditis. That's not why I lost my hair. But I have Hashimoto's thyroiditis. My wife has it. 2 of my daughters have it. You can detect it by getting a blood test done. It's called a TPO and TGB antibody test. We'll talk about it in a minute. But that's the most common cause of hair loss. Now, there's something called alopecia. That's a straight autoimmune disorder affecting all different parts of the body. So what I'm saying is usually when you have one area of your body being attacked by your immune system, there is usually other areas that are being attacked. So what is Hashimoto's thyroiditis? Just like I said, your immune system is attacking your thyroid. And your thyroid runs your metabolism. How do you know if you have Hashimoto's? Just as I mentioned, TPO and TGB antibodies. The TPO antibody is the enzyme, the TGB antibody is the protein. It's also known as ATA and ATG. Now, if you're suffering from hair loss, you need to write this down, bring it to your physician and say, I want these tests done. My hair is falling out in clumps. I want to know if I have Hashimoto's thyroiditis. I want to know if my immune system is attacking my body. So it's TPO, otherwise known as, or also known as ATA antibodies, and TGB, also known as ATG antibodies. See, most physicians out there only run the TSH, and that is wrong. That's not telling you anything. There was a study in a prestigious endocrinology journal that stated 90% of hypothyroidism is caused by an autoimmune thyroid or Hashimoto's thyroiditis. This is what they need to run. The TSH, free T3, free T4, total T4, free thyroxine index or FTI, resin T3 uptake, TBG. This is thyroid binding globulin. This is like the little taxi cabs that take the thyroid hormone to your body, and every cell in your body has a receptor for thyroid hormone. 60% of T4 is converted to T3 in your liver, 20% in your gut, and then finally reverse T3. So this is why you want some blood work done. You want a complete metabolic panel, not a basic metabolic panel, a CBC with autodifferential, which breaks down the red and white blood cells, and a lipid panel. So you want all of these thyroid tests plus these 3 tests. Write this down. Seriously. TSH, free T3, free T4, total T4, free thyroxine index, resin T3 uptake, TBG, reverse T3, along with those thyroid antibodies and a complete metabolic panel, a CBC with autodifferential, and a lipid panel. Now, if these tests are not included in the complete metabolic panel, because labs are getting really funky with how they're separating things out, you also want to look at uric acid, C-reactive protein, and homocysteine. That's going to tell you how much inflammation is in your body. I have yet to see an autoimmune patient that doesn't have massive inflammation. Inflammation is like taking a blowtorch to this monitor. What's going to happen? It's going to melt down. That's what it's doing to your organs. You also want to look at the 2 forms of vitamin D, 25-OHD and 125-OHD, the active and storage form. You want to look at hemoglobin A1C. See, you just don't want to look at your blood sugar levels. And folks, there are lab ranges that are very broad and optimal ranges that are a lot narrower. For instance, your blood sugar. The lab range is 70 to 110 with a lot of labs. Optimal or functional range is 85 to 99. 84 below is hypoglycemia or low blood sugar. If that's you, you need to be eating every hour and something healthy. Celery sticks, carrot sticks, nuts and seeds. And if you're 100 to 126, you're insulin resistant. You're pre-diabetic. You've got to get your blood sugar down. And 127 or higher is diabetes. You seriously need to look at getting off gluten, dairy, and soy if you have any blood sugar issues, because gluten, dairy, and soy are three of the largest, biggest causes of inflammation in the body. And I practice in Wisconsin. Tell a dairy farmer they need to get off of gluten, dairy, and soy. That's why there are tests that you can run, and we'll get into it, to show if you're reactive. Well, you also want to look at transferrin, total iron binding capacity, serum iron, and fibrinogen. And this is the testing that you can have run. Now, cyrexlabs.com, if you go there, you're going to see array number 2. You're looking at your gut function, which is very important, especially in regards to inflammation. Array number 3 looks at your gluten reactivity, just not gluten sensitivity, reactivity. Because some patients have had gluten sensitivity tests, and it's not sensitive enough. Let's just call it the way it is. Array number 4 tells you about your cross-reactive foods. Not just gluten, but dairy and chicken and egg and coffee and other types of grains. And then array number 5 tells you what part of your body is being attacked by your immune system. So these are very important blood tests. They're very specific. And again, you can read about them if you go to the patient section on the right at cyrexlabs.com. See, you want to look at the autoimmune triggers. If you have hair loss, there are triggers. These triggers cause your immune system to attack your body. A trigger might be a food, as I mentioned. Gluten is a big one. Gluten is the protein in wheat, barley, and rye. You might have a parasite in your gut, like H. pylori, which is a bacteria, or some type of specific parasite in the gut. You might have a chemical trigger. You come in contact with some chemicals, and that triggers your immune system. I mean, who heard of BPA 4 years ago? Nobody. Now all of a sudden, it's this trigger that causes cancer, or that has the potential to cause cancer. Well, let's talk about your liver, because as I mentioned, 60% of T4 is converted to T3 in your liver. Your liver also controls hormonal balance. So if you have problems with your hormones, which can relate to hair loss, that's why I said 90% of it is autoimmune. I'm giving you some other cases here, so maybe it's a hormonal problem. You've got to look to the liver and correct any liver problem. Here's the thing with the liver, folks. You look at the blood work, you're going to look at the liver enzymes. And the lab range for the liver enzymes are, in some labs, 0 to 40. Well, the functional range is 0 to 26. So you could have a reading of 35. Your physician will tell you you're perfectly normal. I'm telling you, you're trending toward a liver problem. Let's talk about the stomach. You have got to have hydrochloric acid in your stomach. So many of you that are suffering from hair loss do not have enough acid in your stomach. Remember, 20% of T4 is converted to T3 in the gut. So you should be taking some type of HCl activator after each meal. Some of you need to look at your pH. See, I'm giving you the realm of possibilities here. Normal body pH is 6.4 to 7.0. You need to get some test strips. We have them here. I thought I had them here. But you need to get some test strips and check your first morning urine pH. Okay? After 5 a.m. You get up at 7 o'clock, check your first morning pH. It has to be between 6.4 and 7.0. If it's not, you're acidic. Now, you don't become more alkaline by drinking alkaline water. That's just going to make your stomach more alkaline. You want your stomach acidic. You're going to increase your pH by taking specific nutrients, by eating more vegetables. The nutrients I'm talking about are aloe, calcium, like coral legend, and vitamin D, a good vitamin D source. So, if you want more information on hair loss and how it relates to your thyroid and what's going on with your thyroid, go to my website, youcanbeatthyroiddisorders.com. I actually have some articles up there now on the liver, on the gallbladder, on the adrenal glands, on pH, on methyl groups, which are related to stomach acid. Watch the video. I mean, I have a 2-hour video there explaining your thyroid. I also have a free book, You Can Beat Thyroid Disorders Naturally. It's at drjthyroidbook.com, drjthyroidbook.com. Write that down. Read the book. Educate yourself, folks. All of my books are at AskDrJohnson.com. That's AskDrJohnson.com. To date, I have 7 books written. I still have to upload my heart disease book and my diabetes book up on this site, but it's coming. Go to lifechangingcare.com. These are all the doctors in our group. Find a doctor near you. Okay? Read the thyroid testimonials. Read all of the other testimonials. Share this information. If you're on Facebook or you have a message board, share my books with them. Share my website. And again, the website, you can beat thyroiddisorders.com. The book is drjthyroidbook.com. All of my books are at askdrjohnson.com and lifechangingcare.com. I want to help people. I've suffered with Hashimoto's thyroiditis. My wife and 2 daughters have suffered with it. I mean, my family's been gluten-free the last 5 years. My wife and, well, all of my family except me, I was not sensitive to dairy, I eat some dairy, are gluten, dairy, and soy-free. So if you're suffering from hair loss, some people want to know how they'd like to be a patient with me. And yes, I work with distance patients. We work via Skype. But I have a very demanding schedule. I consult with doctors, as I mentioned earlier. I have 5 kids. I run a busy practice. So I only work with a limited number of patients. But if you want to apply and maybe qualify for our program, it's a very exclusive program. You can email my staff. They're at johnsonsupergroup@gmail.com, johnsonsupergroup@gmail.com, or we're at 920-739-6971. Or, like I said, just go to lifechangingcare.com. I mean, I can't see everyone. I can't help everyone as much as I'd like to. I'm only one person. There are doctors in our group that can help you. They're all located at lifechangingcare.com. And note, you know, patients travel to our clinic from all over the world. And just, if you apply to become a patient, it doesn't automatically mean you're going to be accepted. Because there are people that apply that we don't accept for various reasons, and then they get upset, but I'm telling you ahead of time. If you have questions, folks, you can email me. I'm on mljohnson@askdrjohnson.com. That's mljohnson@askdrjohnson.com. If you have questions on hair loss, if you have questions on thyroid or any autoimmune condition, please email me, mljohnson@askdrjohnson.